Warning. This is a bad conglomeration of parodies. Dragon Ball Z belongs to Toei, Funimation and Akira Toriyama. DBZ Abridged belongs to Team 4-Star. Transformers belongs to Hasbro, Sunbow, Takora and Takora Tomy. My insanity and corny and bad sense of humor is strictly my own. Please support the official releases.
Hey Megatron, can I be king? No, you cannot be king, fool, I am king. But please Megatron, I want to be king. I said no. But I have a cool crown. See? And I have these cool solar things. And I even come with this great cape. Please. Starscream, I said no. Please. No. Please. No. Please. That's it. Now you die. You'll be gone. Fire! Ninja, please. What? Let me show you what real power and lots of anime can do. What? Amen. No. Amen. No. There can only be one Highlander.
Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time. I'm Icelip, and I want to dedicate this video to two people. The first one is to my friend Mandy. Mandy, I know she's a very big Starscream fan. And when I decided to get this, the first person I thought of was her. So yeah, so I'm going to dedicate this to you. And to Mega TF Man, because he actually wanted to see this. He actually requested this. I know other people want to see it too, but he actually requested this when I posted the pictures that I actually had this figure. So without further ado, I'm going to, and I'm over here again, by the way, so hopefully I'll be able to keep everything in shot. I can't really tell. I don't have a lot of space. And there. This is what I got. The Transformers masterpiece, MP-11 Destron new leader, Starscream. And, you know, he's also labeled as Coronation Starscream. And, yeah, so I've got him. This is the box he comes in. And it's practical. It's a nice shot and everything. To be honest with you, I don't like the masterpiece boxes. The black is just too flat, and I don't know. I hate to say this. Now this is great over here, looks nice and everything. I like how they're starting to use this marble background. It's cool. And then here's all this Japanese writing. I guess he's 230 millimeters, whatever the hell that means. And he comes with all this stuff. So that's that. Let's open this up. Get this out of here. He comes in this insert. Let's see. Right here is where the body of Starscream would be. Back here, slightly behind him, is where the cape goes. The crown is up here. His little glowy stick figure guy is there, and his shoulder pauldrons are right here. And that's it. I believe that's everything, right? Yep, that's everything. So we'll get that out of the way. And here's his little instruction booklet thing, which I have actually yet to open up. If you already have a Masterpiece Seeker, you don't really need the instructions. It's not very much different, to be honest with you. There's some slight tweaks, but there's not very much different in the actual mold design as far as transformation. So this is the first time I'm opening this up. Comes with a nice little card. So I don't have my macro on, so I'm going to have to focus manually and all that stuff. And here's his specs, and it says stuff on it. I don't really know what it says, nor do I really care. I mean, I'll keep the card, but it means nothing to me. I just would rather... Oh, And this is what the Seekers came in with. This is the base. Basically, this is the masterpiece type packaging that we get in America. Now, honestly, I like this a lot better than the Japanese release. It's more colorful, also in English. And you know, look, there's I don't know if you can tell, but there's a molded Decepticon symbol right under my fingers there. The only problem with this is that it's very hard to stack it because it's kind of soft and it bulges up. So the Japanese Masterpiece box wins in that regard. It's also, I believe, I think the Masterpiece box from Japan would be a better like stacking alternative and whatever. Here's the instruction booklet with all the stuff on how to transform them and everything. Yeah, actually, this is the first time I'm opening this up. Missile pods. Oh, he actually had missile pods in the show. I didn't even actually realize that. There's a black and white still right there. There you go. Here's the coronation set. It's weird how some of these words are in English. Weapon, scene, everything else is in Japanese. Is there anything else of note here? Shows that he has a cockpit and you see the back of Dr. Arkville, but yeah, there's a bit of a thing there, and then here you can see like his nose breaks open like every other Seeker. He's actually, I feel that he's actually much improved. Oops, almost put that in the wrong Masterpiece box. He's actually much improved over the basic, I should say the basic, over the Masterpiece Seekers we have seen. In both modes. We're going to put this down now. So let's go ahead and bring him into the shot, shall we? So I'm going to lower the camera just a little bit, and there we go. And there he is in all his glory. And I'm trying to do this before the sun completely goes down, because to be honest with you, sunlight is the best light to use. But you can see there he is in his, I think it's an F-14. I think it was an F-14. I could look it up online, but I don't care to. Let me zoom the camera in just a bit. And you can see all the nice paneling there. I mean, all the detail, I should say. I mean, the panels look great. They don't look, it's not too jarring, but I love all these fake panel lines all over the place to give it the look of an actual jet. Continues on the side, although it's a little, it's not as smooth and sleek as the original Masterpiece. You can see on the nose cone, there's all these, it's awesome. And like all the other Masterpiece Seekers, you can open this up to reveal, I guess, a radar dish, but it doesn't open up as far as the other ones did. It's as far as it, it's as far as it goes. Let's see what else. You do get where you can move the flaps and stuff. Can't move them up like the other one. You can move them down. So there's that. I hope I showed that. And what else can I show? He still has that air brake with a nice little piston in there. Sorry, air brake with the piston. Let me just bring this out just a little bit there. Let's see, what else does he have that I can mention? These parts here do open up like the other Masterpieces do. You can see it right there. And that's you know, it's got the similarly molded little notch here, so you can supposedly use a stand, and it does have that hole where you can take let's see if I can do this. You can take this little thing and you stick it under here, and then you stick Megatron in there. I don't have the Megatron out, so we'll just do that. And you can fly holding Megatron. It's a little silly, but it does happen in the cartoon, so it is kind of nice that they put that there. And what the heck was that? Okay, good. We're still recording. Now I'm going to bring him up with a G1 Seeker. I don't have a G1 Starscream, so I'm going to use my G1 Dirge. But there he is. And okay, the wings are not similar, but the design for the most part is similar to the cockpit. Oh, I almost forgot. It does open. There is a seat, and you do get this little translucent guy. This is where the macro would have come in real good, but yeah, a little translucent guy. It's not Dr. Arkville, it's just a little translucent pilot. Kind of like he had in the movies, except this guy's translucent energon blue instead of translucent people color. I guess you could kind of stick him in to a G1 Seeker thing. Yeah, you can do that if you wanted to. See, he just kind of lies down there, but he's in there. So, and what else can I say? So you can see they've got the null rays here. He's got his thingies there. They're very, very similar. This guy still has the holes for his back wing parts. But yeah, the only difference, well, I mean, there's lots of differences, but one of the few differences is this one doesn't store its landing gear in robot mode. This one, landing gear folds up. You can have it like a regular jet. Yeah. So, I'm going to bring in my Walmart exclusive Masterpiece Skywarp. Now, I know MGO used the Skywarp figure so you could show off the similarities, and there you go. There are the similarities. They are the same basic shape, except that, again, this guy, because he's got the extra bits here, he's much smoother looking on the side, more sleek and aerodynamic, but this guy doesn't really hold together well. We can see parts popping up and stuff, and he's very hard to transform. This guy is not as hard to transform, and he is a lot smoother. The panels stay down better, giving it a much, much nicer and put together appearance. Now, from the underside, you can see he's a folded up robot. You can kind of see that. But it's kind of the same with this guy. I'll get him off of the stand. You can see he looks less of a folded up robot, but in this part you can see his hands. That right there would be his head. Actually, that's actually pretty hidden very well. It's just the arms that give it away. So let me get this thing here. We'll close this up. We don't need the landing gears anymore. And I'll do that on this guy also. The landing gears just fold up. They're not as hard to get out. Like here, they're a little bit of a pain, but not too much to get the landing gear out on the Coronation Masterpiece Starscream. That is a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, on this guy, I actually had to. I got this part out, and it's very hard to do. This one over here, I had to use my teeth, and it hurt like hell. So, but let's see. That's the only thing, is that his wing bits pop off fairly easy, as opposed to the other guys, which stay on fairly well. But that also helps in keeping it from breaking. They are the exact same length, to be honest with you. You can't see the whole thing because I don't have a cameraman and stuff. But they are the exact same length. They look, from the top, they look, colors aside, they look exactly the same, to be honest with you. The only real difference is that his null rays are a little bit thicker than his beam cannons. And of course the deco's different. And his Decepticon symbols are facing down, whereas his are facing up. But yeah, they have the same, looks like this, almost the same exact, nope, it's the same exact molding, molded in detail. It's just the colors are different from the top. From the bottom, though, you can see a big difference. You can see a big difference. This one kind of looks like a folded up robot. This one, less like a folded up robot. So, we'll put him to the side. And like I mentioned, or at least Mgo mentioned it, and I'm just going to borrow his idea that you can use the Masterpiece Secret Stand. Now, I actually haven't done this before, so hopefully I can get it going. There we go. Now, okay, so there you see you can use the stand. I'll show you the difference right now. Whoops. Oh, forget what I said about the wingtips not falling off that easy on this guy. This one just popped off too, huh? Ooh, I'd love to get extras of these guys and just mix and match. And you can see right here, right there, that there's this little cutout section that makes it so that the thing can hold it. Whatever. That's that. Now, I will attempt to transform this guy on tape. I'm going to move the camera a bit so that it's easier for me to do it. There we go. Take this out. And before I forget, you can't put these extra bits on really because of the way they have the null rays on ball jointed arms. Although I guess you could swing them down like this, and then you can put missiles on if you want to, and then you would just have the null rays and the missiles. I'm not exactly sure why they chose to do this. I guess in order to make it seem like the whole thing is transforming without any type of parts forming, and that it does do that very well. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the pilot out. I mean, you can have this guy in here after you transform him, but it's just going to fall out during the transformation. So the first thing you're going to do is pop these guys off, I guess, because I only transformed them into jet twice before. Close the cockpit up just so that it's not in the way. And the omelette de fromage. No. We'll take these panels here, these wing panels, we'll fold them up. Or I'll fold them up. I'm saying we like you're doing it with me. Well, maybe you are. Maybe you have one of your own. And you lost the instructions or something. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold these up just so they're out the way. And pull the legs down, pull that section down, it becomes the legs. So yeah, it was, oops, I'll just do it with one. It was up like this, and you just pull it down. And then you can pop them apart because they peg together. Then what you're going to do is, we'll come back to the legs in a minute. We're going to, what are we going to do? Pop this piece up. There. Pop this piece up so it's out of the way. And then we can take this part and separate it. Now it pegs in all sorts of places, which I think is part of why this holds together better than the other one did. It pegs in right here at this blue part. And at this part right here, it also pegs in. So we'll just separate that. And let me see if I can zoom in so I can show you better. You can see right there, this little thing goes into that little slot. This one has a slot right there. So we'll wiggle it until it pops out. There you go. Just be careful, you don't want to break this. Pull that out like that, and then you just flip this over like so. And then flip these out. These are going to peg right into here to keep the wings where they're supposed to be. So you do that and it folds right into there. And then you come over to this side and you're going to do basically the same thing. Whoops. Now I pulled this up, this part here up, because you can kind of see that piece right there. There's like these little hole divots here. You can just stick them in there. Let me zoom this back out now, so it'll be easier to see. So you take the other wing again, and you wiggle it so it comes, the parts come off, and then you flip it over. Oh yeah, let's stick this little piece out. Forgot to do that. And stick it in there, and there you can see it holds the wing in very well. Very nice. To be honest with you, up until just now, I hadn't even realized they were there. Well, that's what they were for. I saw them there before. I'm going to take these pieces here and push them up. Take these pieces that have the wings and the tail wings, fins or whatever, and push them up. They slide up into place. Come over here, pull this down, come over here, and pull that down, and that forms, oh, and then we rotate it like this, and that forms the front of his foot. Then we're going to come back here, we're going to pop these open, and now they look like engine bits, which is nice because the old masterpiece does the exact same thing. Here's where it's different. Push this part right here, and it flips this down, and that becomes a heel. Right there, a nice heel. Not a heel spur, a heel. Because if it was a heel spur, it'd be something sharp hanging off the back like this, so that he could ride Cybertronian horses and kick them, and the stabbing effect would make them go faster because they'd be trying to get away from the thing that's sticking them. In case you were wondering what those spurs were for, and why cowboys wore spurs on their shoes. It was to goad the horses, which means to stick them to make them go forward. Or, I guess, backwards too, depending, I don't know. But that's what they were for. Alright, so we're going to go and we're going to flip these pieces out. And now they become the arms. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's rotate these around. Whoops, I just popped that off the bolt joint. And rotate them around. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to put them back on the right way and pretend that I didn't do that. Ah, I know what I did. We are supposed to rotate them around. We're supposed to rotate them around at the top. So thankfully, that's out of frame. So we're going to, whoops. Sorry about the shaking. I've got the cam in a very bad spot. So we're going to take this and we're just going to fold the wings straight backwards, which you can do for now. Get that out of the way. Rotate this all the way around like so, and then we're going to collapse it in on itself. And, well, we'll leave it out for a little bit. Bring these out like this. These form the arms. I know I'm babbling. I know I'm backtracking a lot. Forgive me. That's what happens when you don't transform this a lot. So, yeah. So I'll show you what I just did with the other side. You bring this bit out. You bring down this part here, rotate it right at the, like at the wrist, or rotate it down, and then fold out the fingers and the thumb, and take this and rotate it to the right. So that it's right next to the arm, and then you're going to take this part here, whoops, I didn't mean to pop it off, and it's the wrong way anyway. It'll be like this. You're going to take it and rotate it around like so, and then bring it back up against the arm like this, and then it folds into the whatchamacallit. Now that's nice that they went and did that so that we don't have bits flying around and everything, but I think it would have just been easier if they would have left it the way it was. And the only problem with it being like this is that unless you pop it off of the ball joint, he can't hold it in his arms like they've done, the Seekers have done, holding their guns like rifles in their arms. They did it in the show. Anyway, we're going to take these bits here, and we're going to try not to cover up the camera. I'm going to pull them out like this. Rotate them so that they're down like this. Right there like that. Do it again on this side. Bring it and then put it down like so. And then we are going to put these wings back out, just for the sake of convenience. Come back here, open this up again, which is kind of easy to do if you pull out the air brake and then just kind of carefully tug it at the top to slide it out like so. You put the air brake back in there, and then you're going to come over here, and we're going to take the nose and split it right there. Split it and bring it down, just like you would on a G1 Seeker. Open this up, take this piece and fold it up like this, and then close this back again. And then you're going to bring this piece through, which can be a little difficult because of the way things are situated. Oh, wait, we got to take care of Starscream's head first. Now, it's a little difficult because its head is actually bigger than the slot it's supposed to go through, but fortunately the designers thought of that, and the sides of his head do pinch in, so that actually helps out a little bit. Unfortunately, I still have problems getting his head through, but I used to have problems getting the original Seeker, Masterpiece Seeker's heads through. So you get it through that little slot there, or a little spot there, and then you keep rotating this around. And as you're rotating this, now you're going to bring this through, and you're going to bend it the opposite way. And then you're going to take this here and tab it into a hole there. And that's that part right there. Then you're going to take this, and oh, I popped his head off. Let's put his head back on. That's the first time that's actually happened. Oh. So, anyway, his head, you bring it through the thing. It looks like that. And then you just bring everything down and kind of, it's supposed to kind of, I guess, tab. There's a little tab back there, but it doesn't really do such a good job. And make sure when you're doing it that you got these pieces under here so it will close over it. And that will be that. Now, unfortunately, he has a tab in there that looks like it's supposed to tab in there, but it doesn't. It just kind of slides into that hole, and it doesn't lock into anything. So, unfortunately, this happens. But as long as you don't lift them up by this, you're good. So, and there you have Masterpiece Starscream. And wait, there's more. It's a Masterpiece Starscream that doesn't have trouble balancing. He's a little back heavy, but he's not as back heavy as a normal Seeker, a normal Masterpiece Seeker. And I'm really, let's bring this, whoops, out there. And yeah, sorry I had to bring him all the way out there because he is rather taller. She's about, I don't know, about 8 inches maybe, 10 inches, something like that. So he does retain the, oh, you can also, if you want to, push these little bits here up. Let's go up. There we go. Push these forward. Like that. Oh, and let me show you what I was talking about with the springy head. You can see the sides of the head. Let me just zoom in just a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot of bit. There we go. You can see, it goes in for transformation. It also helps with the, well, it doesn't help with that. I was going to say it helps with the crown, but not really. So, you know what, while we've got it closed in, let's take a look at some of the changes they've made. You can see they've made a big change to the face of Starscream. His head is a little bit bigger. His face looks, it actually looks a lot nicer. It doesn't have that smirk, sort of a neutral face, but it's a neutral face that fits. It doesn't have the same, yeah, it definitely says, you give me the shot, I will take it. Turn your back on me and you won't live to regret it look. But, you know, he's got the nipple rockets. They're in there, and they look like they had some detail, and then when they went to put the paint on, it just covered over the detail. So it's nowhere near as nice looking as it originally was. And I think that's about it. If you want to, you can take the wings and fold them back, straight back like this, which is a lot of times how, a lot of the original Seekers sometimes were displayed with their wings, wings straight back, because you could do that, and they would get out of the way. And it looks nice. It gives them actually a slimmer profile. It almost makes him look feminine. Almost. If his waist went in a little bit, you could repaint it. Actually, yeah. So I see a Slipstream custom right there. But he's pretty cool. His posability, he can stand straight up, and you can get him into some different poses, but he does have a few restrictions still. He just does. But, you know, you can get him in some different poses. Because of the way his feet are, they do stand better. And, yeah, this is going to be a long one. So, give me a second. I'm going to pause the camera just so I can get the older Seeker version transformed up so I can show it to you. The other one is going to take a lot longer to transform than this guy because it's just so fiddly. He's nowhere near as fiddly as the original ones. He's got some fiddly type problems, but they've corrected so many things. Oh, and you can see where they've changed up the thing, where now he doesn't have these big shoulder, he doesn't have the tail bits hanging off the back of his hanging off of his hips back like to here. They separated it. They've added this right here so that you don't have those bits that flip up straight backwards. I will show you with the other Seeker in a second what I mean. Hold on. Alright, and there we go. So you can see he's there with his other Seeker brother who cannot stand because he has no heels and because all the weight is going that way because it's on the bed. And yeah, so he's actually using the combination of the backboard and the tip of his wings to hold on. Now for some reason the wings on this guy arc up more, so it looks like he's taller. But actually everything seems to look like it. Hold on. Let's nah, they're about the same size. I don't know. This guy on certain bits look like he's taller, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter because Starscream is still the commander of the Seekers. He is the Air Commander, Starscream, and none can take that from him. Not even when they destroyed his body. So, you can see they both have, again, the nipply thingies. Actually, it doesn't... Oh, his actually has more detail than that guy's. That guy's is just painted silver, and that's pretty much it. But I don't know, the white there just kind of makes it look like he's got, like, fruit tarts in there. So, they're very, like I said, they're very similar in design. There's some differences, like this guy's got extra kibble on the outside of his arm. The reason that's theirs to connect with this bit of kibble here to give the plane a much smoother. So let's get a close-up of their heads. Do this a little bit. Bring this up. Oh, grab this guy. Bring him close. Grab this guy and bring him close. And then move the camera out just a little bit so you can see both of them. And you can already see the differences. Skywarp's head is thinner. And I don't know, he has a sort of a childlike look on his face. Whereas Starscream's, let's turn his head up just a little bit, this way we can see them better. Starscream's, I don't know, he has a much better suited head. It's again sort of neutral, but it's not as soft, and yeah, it just looks better. And then Starscream's head is thicker and it fits. I think it fits better. It's not so small. Squish, 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 squish. I gotta use 2 fingers with him. Squish, squish. Him just squish, 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 squish. And otherwise, there's not much difference in their looks. Again, like I said, step back some, son. The null rays here are attached. The null rays on him are pegged, so they'll come off. The articulation is for the most part the same. The only difference is that this Seeker can pull it off, and this Seeker falls over. So it's a good thing that they gave a display stand so that you can at least display this Seeker on the stand so he doesn't look like he's falling over. But please don't get the wrong idea. This guy was pretty good when I got him. Aside from not being able to stand too well, and aside from this extra kibble, which can pop off. You can already see. I forgot to put the kibble that's supposed to be over here back on because I forgot. And it's supposed to go on like so. It goes back there. So let's turn them to the side so we can compare the two back to back. And okay, you can see, look at all this stuff here. Which from the side looks very inappropriate. And then again, there's this stuff right there that pokes out. So there are, again, a lot of similarities. Oh, he sticks together better, though. That's the only difference. He doesn't separate like this guy right here, just pip, pip. I don't know why mine doesn't lock into place. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe there's something in the instructions I'm not seeing. So maybe I should go take a look. Also, if you look straight down, he's got a little penis there. Little penis. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's see how he stacks up to some other bots. Let's take Optimus Prime, the only masterpiece I have. Holy crap! Yeah, that's not going to work. He looks almost like a mini bot. So I'm definitely going to have to get the MP-10. And although I wanted him anyway, even though he's shorter. I hate that. I hate that they did that. But whatever. Let's go and take him, and we're gonna put G2 Megatron next to him. Now, okay, aside from G2 Megatron not being as complex and of course not having quite the posability, he really does look good next to him. He's got the right size, stature. I mean, that's fine. He's just like a little over a head bigger. So it does fit, actually. Put this guy into more stiffer poses. He'll fit perfectly. So we'll take Megs out. Most of you probably don't have that figure. So let's go with... What are we going to go with? We're going to go with Monsieur R.I.D. Transformers Robots in Disguise Prime Voyager. So there you get an idea of the size difference. Prime being much shorter. And if you really think about it, because he turns into a jet, and a jet is generally longer than the cab of a truck, much longer, he should probably be much bigger than him. Just a thought. And here we have a deluxe Robots in Disguise figure, Soundwave, who's way too small. And Let's straighten his legs out a little bit. And he's still too short. And unfortunately, I had mine stored wrong. This happened. So I'm going to have to fix that before I do the review. And I guess I should do a comparison with a classic Seeker, since I have one. Not a classics Seeker, but the original G1 Seeker, because I don't know where my classics asset storm went. But you can see there's the size difference. If he was Starscream, this bit would be down, and that would be the size. You can see much different. So he's got a fairly decent size to him. I do love him. I am very happy that I did get him. I wasn't sure I was going to be, but and like I said, you can store the little dude in here if you want to. You just have to bring this out just a little bit, and transform that down just a little bit, and then you can slide him in there. Just be careful, because when you transform him back, he's going to come up. If you don't take him out, he's going to pop out the back of that piece. So let's get the coronation set on, and the sun is starting to go down, so I apologize if the video quality starts to suffer, and I really wish this thing would stay not where it wouldn't keep popping up. Let's see, where did that other piece go? Oh, fudge knackers. Okay, there it is, right there in front of me. So he does come with his coronation stuff. He does come with the crown, which is not hard to put on at all. It's go like this. So there we go. And we'll put his little things back just a little bit, and it just slides right on. That's it. It just slides right on. It pops right off too. It's not. It holds on very well. You can see it holds on even when his body decides it's not going to hold on. But it's, it comes off very easily as well. Then you get these things. Make sure you put them with the screws facing back, just so that they'll come like this. They'll come like this. Flip that up, and then you can just put this. This plugs into the shoulder here, and you probably can use most of this set with the original Seeker. So we'll put that on there, and before we go any further, let me get the original Seeker out, the original Seeker mold out, and we'll go ahead and turn these little bits up. This, nope, I was actually going on what MGO said, but really you can't, because of the way this is built. There's extra meat back here, so it doesn't actually fit in. So that doesn't work. I wonder if you can use the cape though. Let's see. Might as well get that out of the way. So we'll stick to that. Let's see. Can we do that? Can we? Yes, we can use the cape, and if it stood up, this would be awesome. Skywarp would look like a superhero or something. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it, so. But, yeah, see? It's pretty nice, and the cape does fold out. So, there's that. You can pose it so it looks like it's flapping sideways, but you cannot pose it back this way because of the ball joints aren't very strong. It's very heavy, and so he doesn't have the flap, Anyway, we'll take that off because that's not who we came to see coronated. But, and sorry about that. So we've got Starscream up to this point, and sorry about the light being over to the side like that. Not much I can do about that. Let's maybe get this over a little bit, and that will help. The sun pretty much went down, so oops. Anyway, so I've got my LED light over here, which is why you can see over here the things are like little squares. But anyway, like I was saying, we're going with the shoulder thingies. They don't fit on Skywarp, but the cape fits on Skywarp. That's nice, but okay. So we can put these on here like so, and they do. They hinder movement just slightly out, but not that much, and you can still turn this. That's pretty cool. And so there's that, and then he does come with his cape, which is made out of hard plastic. So we do slip that on like we did with Skywarp back here. The only thing about the cape is that now it makes him a little back heavy. So he tends to tip backwards. But again, you can have the cape like so it looks like it's swooshing, and he's just being all regal, and he's like, I am Lord Starscream! And, you know, that's my horrible Starscream impersonation. And there's probably going to be more to come, so, you know, you can do that if you want to. You don't want it to be so flippy, you can close it. And I've got a theory that you could probably put, not all of this stuff, you could probably just use the cape in plane mode. This light is pretty nice. I like how it gives it dynamic, you know. So you can get them in different poses, kind of like, let's see. According to the box, you can do this. And why am I not surprised that the box is kind of full of crap? Well, I guess you could if you move the shoulder thingies out. Let's see. Shoulder thingies out and turn this backwards like this. Oh, yeah, I guess you can. But you can get the... Let's see. Get that up like this. The angle's correct. Tilt his head like so. And that's kind of how he is on the box. And we just have to tilt the lighting this way. It's kind of like this on the box. Just more dramatic. I guess something like that. I can't really... I don't have enough hands to do that properly, but... Okay, so yeah, you can move it around. You just have to remember to move the thing back and then slide this and whatever. And that's actually pretty cool. You can, if you want to, just have it down like this if you want to a point. If you don't want his shoulder pauldrons up, but you can't really have it on during transformation. That's just not going to happen. So let's close this back up, and we're going to wrap up the review. Let's see, did I forget anything? Nope, doesn't seem so. So yeah, that's Starscream falling over. Like I said, I'm on a bed, so the weight is kind of going back, and to boot, the cape makes him kind of heavy. So let's get him back in a decent pose, I guess. It's not very natural. See, that's the only thing I don't like about this figure, and is that his poses don't seem that natural. Like, they don't have a natural flow to him. Like Hot Rod looked natural, almost organic. He is a little stiff, but you know, he is a giant robot. So now, the important part. Should you pick this guy up? Well, do you have $160? Do you love Starscream? Do you want a Seeker that can stand? Do you want this ridiculous coronation set? I'm sorry, I know that offends some people, but I thought it was ridiculous in the original movie. I thought the cape, it's actually just the cape. It's not even so much the shoulder things. I can kind of deal with that. I can understand, you know, giant robots, they like giant shoulder pads. Check out Gundam and all those other... That's fine. Crown, hey, that's cool. I can see that transforming with him. Flowing cloth cape. Cloth comes from organic things. He's on Cybertron. Where the hell did he find a bunch of sheep, a bunch of purple sheep that he can make this out of? I'm sorry. And the weight flows, there's no way that that thing is metal. I'm sorry. But otherwise, he's still pretty cool. He is actually definitely worth the money. He's definitely worth the money. So, Mandy, if you can get the money, you want this Starscream. If you can get the money, you want this Starscream. The next best thing I would say would be the iGear Starscream, which takes care of some of the kibble issues as well. It's not as clean as this one is, but it will work. I'm looking to get the Thundercracker from them, since it will take. So it will take the spot, because it's taken too long for them to bring out a Thundercracker. They brought out the Sunburst, or Sunstorm, excuse me. They brought out Sunstorm, but no Thundercracker? No American Thundercracker? That's retarded. Retarded. So anyway, that's that. My review is done. Get the figure. There's no thinking about it. Get the figure. There are more goods about it than any of the bads. And aside from this ridiculous cape, this thing is magnificent. Get the figure. Maybe if the cape wasn't like this light purple, if it was maybe a darker, more royal purple, that'd be different. But it's light. It's almost pink. Really, it's almost pink. And that just, I don't know. King of the Decepticons in pink. Just, sorry. But get this figure, damn it. That's it. I slip out.